right. All right. Again, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Mastering Katalyst with all of us here. We are so excited that you guys joined this morning to our, at least for now, last live session. But again, we have everything on YouTube just in case you need a refresher, but you will also get this recording after the session. Yeah, in this session, you're learning about some pro tips and guidance from our team, which you can see here on the screen. And I'm Josie. I'm the product marketing manager at Katalyst. And yeah, I'm excited to kick this off and go through the basics and what to expect during this hour. And then I will hand it over to Max in a second. So again, this session is roughly an hour. Oopsies. It's roughly an hour, and we're trying to go through it as quickly as possible so we have enough time in the end for a live Q&A with Max. So if you guys have any questions throughout, please put it in the chat. And yeah, the team that you see here, Cameron, Isabel, Ashley is on the site helping to answer everything in writing, and everything that we feel like is relevant for the whole group, we explain in the end, and go through everything. So the whole session is recorded, just as I said. We will send it out afterwards to everybody. So just in case you need to hop off early, please don't worry. Just do what you have to do, and you will get everything afterwards. Same as the slides that we are sharing here. And yeah, Ashley will also run some polls throughout, which is for us to learn a little bit more about you guys, where you are in your journey, and how we can make the experience better for you, because that's our primarily goal all the time. And yeah, I think, Max, if I missed anything,
Oh, good. Let's kick it
please
off.
put it on. Otherwise, I hand it over to you.
Are you sharing, Sylvia?
Yeah, do you see the screen? Sorry.
No,
Oh,
no. 1 second, guys. Hi,
wait.
everyone. Hi, everyone.
Do we have some technical issues here?
Josie, it's up and correct. We can see it.
Oh, Max, double check.
I can't. My view. Let me double check here. Sorry, guys. I just see you, Josie.
Okay,
Don't
otherwise
see.
I can stop share. Let me try it again. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, guys. Great that you guys see it. I see your comments. There we go. Now I see it again.
There we go. Perfect.
Perfect. Perfect.
All right.
Perfect. Sorry, guys. Let's go. Let's kick it off, guys. Hi, my name is Max. If you have done a couple workouts so far, you might have seen me in the app already, next to all the other beautiful and great trainers out there. So I'm the head trainer of Catalyst. I'm doing full body EMS training since 16 years now. Previously, if you might heard already, I'm from Germany, Berlin, in the States since 8 years now. Yeah, 4 years in Seattle and now in Las Vegas, and was a pro soccer player back in the day. So that's my passion, where I'm coming from, and my expertise. And I'm the head trainer for Catalyst since a couple of years. So here's the guidance for today, the agenda. So we're talking today about guided series, really important when you just get started and don't really know what to do. When you just received your beautiful Catalyst system, then we talk about the modes and what they mean, and go deeper into those, and then the levels and workout intensities. One of the most important pieces for us trainers, what they mean actually, and that you can be a little bit more brave than you think. And then the app navigation, so where you find what means every single icon or button, and even how to orient yourself and to get your workouts sorted. And then fast setup, as you might see behind me. I already have my suit behind me, and also a second phone up here for how to wet down the pads. So what's the most ideal? That's also a very common question. What's enough water? What's too much water? So I will show that on the other camera then. and then also how to get into the suit and out of the suit and a couple pro tips. And then, as Jody mentioned, our team is awesome of capturing all those questions you just put down in the chat. So feel free, every single question. And then afterwards, I try to give ourselves a little more time, maybe 20 minutes, maybe a little bit longer to answer any questions you might have. If it's a very personal one, like sizing or something, so the team will respond to you, like to support@katalyst.com, and we can always jump on a one-on-one afterwards if it's a more personal, more individual question. Good. So let's kick it off here. All right. So guided series. If you, and I hope you already downloaded the app towards your iPad or iPhone so far, we are just on iOS. If you not already have figured out. And then we have all those programs and collection on top of the screen. This is a really good starting point for you as here as a big example, the 6-week Build Your Habit program. So you will find 12 workouts in total over the first 6 weeks with myself and Michael. So you can get really good feeling. We explain a lot during the workouts, what to expect, how it should feel, where the intensity should be. And yeah, that's a really good starting point if you don't really know where to start with your Katalyst suit and get started towards your success. No matter what your goals are, we bring you there. And after the first 6 weeks, you're definitely a pro, and yeah, can choose further. Other than this, we also have like additional getting started sources. That means it's like a beginner or advanced beginner program, like an intro program. They're a little bit shorter, just 2 weeks long. That means we have eight workouts in there, and you can just follow along. Or like no, yeah, four workouts, so two per week. And I'm coming towards that why that is. Because the recovery time is very important, especially with the strength and power mode, that you keep enough recovery time between those. But yeah, choose those. We have more specific programs out there, like build resilient knees or hips or shoulders, or like even golfing programs out there, some boxing programs to make it a little spicier. So take a look on the collection program section. It's really fun and get along over the first couple of weeks. Good. Let's jump into the next one. So the content. So every Monday we try to publish new workouts for you, a new session. So right below of the programs or collections, you see what's new. So you see all the diversity of like new trainers, different levels, different categories. That means different modes. So from the strength, power, cardio, recovery, that you always see what's up to date and what's new, that you can get excited. So we're publishing new workouts that you can try out. Always a different style or different priority or different focus. And then the new series, what I just mentioned earlier, so the path to better posture. If you really want to work on your posture, like a little bit, you're around the back from sitting too much, for example, or like we all work on our laptops, or standing or sitting too much, whatever you do. And then also building your strength and some, resilient joints. We all have some issues there from hobbies or like just getting started with your fitness journey. So those are all beautiful programs to start and get to know us as trainers. And then you figure out who's your favorite and you would love to follow along. And then, yes, of course, guys, we want to expand our trainer pool because new characters, new personalities, new training styles, everyone has their own favorites. So just recently we introduced Casey, Moses, and Matt. So they're also super trainers, really good trainers. Just check them out, do a couple of those classes and give us some feedback. We love to hear what you guys think. Great. That's about that, about our content. The training modes. So, as I mentioned, we have 4 different training modes. We have the strength mode, the power mode, the cardio mode, and the recovery mode. Let's separate those as they are aligned here. So, from the strength and power and the cardio and recovery. The biggest difference is how the impulse is coming in. So, in the strength and power one, we have a 4 seconds rhythm. That means a 4 seconds in and 4 seconds out. That means we have a 4 seconds of an impulse followed by a 4 seconds of a rest over the entire duration of the workout. All right. So now let's split it up between the strength and the power one. So the strength one is a little bit lower of a frequency, but still high up there. So it's more for strength and also muscle endurance. Okay, so we have 2 different kinds of muscle fibers in our body. So slow twitch muscle fibers and fast twitch muscle fibers. The slow twitch muscle fibers are also known as red fibers. Why? Because they have more oxygen in there. So you see a little bit leaner muscle. That means they're providing a little more oxygen. So there's for longer runs, for example, or like holding in a plank. Those are more the slow twitch muscle fibers. Then we come into the power mode. This is a little bit higher frequency. So our highest frequency in the Katalyst system. So we are supporting the engagement and recruitment of the fast twitch muscle fibers. Those are really hard to trigger normally in any other conventional fitness or like even athletic training because you need a lot of explosive movements and like, yeah, reaction time. So, but nevertheless, with the Catalyst system, because we're sending exactly the perfect frequency towards your muscles via your nervous system, so we're engaging those fast twitch muscle fibers that you also can train. Don't get confused and be too shy to use those power modes. It could be a little bit intimidating, even the name, we know, but it's a little bit more dynamic. So in those 4 seconds, we do maybe 2 or 3 reps and just like one long one. So, and even if you're not an athlete or you're saying like, hey, I'm just a beginner, please chime in and squeeze those into your routine. Very important, especially when we age. So we're losing those fast twitch muscle fibers. So they're also preventing us from tripping or like, reaction time, catching ourselves in day-to-day business and life. So it's not just for athletes and not just for sports performance. It's also like for daily lives and goal really good. Especially the fast twitch muscle fibers are really good for hypertrophy. That means like muscle growth. If you have the goal to really gain some strength and some muscle there. And then we come into the other side, the cardio and recovery mode. So this is a consistent impulse there's no rest. And those are more pulsing sensations. So the cardio mode is on 10 hertz, so a little bit. It's also very low frequency, but it's more like a pulsing sensation. All right. It's more like a shaking sensation. What it does, so we're recruiting the muscle fibers without causing a full muscle contraction. All right. We're pulsing, so we activate your muscles all the time. So it's getting exhausting for the muscle and the metabolism. So that means the heart rate should go up. And we have super beginner stuff out there, like super just like walking on the spot. And then the higher level one, we're coming in a second to what the levels mean. A little more athletic ones, or skater hops, or like more sport specific exercise, like boxing, for example. So if you really want to work on your endurance and stamina, the cardio one is really good. And then recovery, guys, as you all know, we grow and improve our strength and fitness level just when we recover, not actually just when we work out. So recovery one is a slow pulsing. It's more like a wave through the entire body, a super slow one. And we have some stretching sessions out there, some meditation, super beautiful with our yoga ladies. That's great to chime in all the time after an intense workout, after a strength or power workout. Really good to use that. And that's also a really good important point here. Strength, power, and cardio and recovery. Strength and power one, we highly recommend to keep at least 2 to 3 days between those sessions. All right. So 48 to 72 hours recovery between. If the intensity is correct, that means they're very intense sessions. Even when we have just 20-minute workouts, they're really intense because we're recruiting more muscle fibers. The entire body is engaged, a full body MS, as we always say. So it's a very important thing to keep enough recovery time as you read the line below. The cardio recovery mode, though, you can use whenever you want in your rest days or even after an intense strength or power workout. If you have some juice left, some energy left, and I'm like, Max, I'm in the suit anyways, so let's add a 10-minute cardio or like a 5-minute recovery right afterwards. So that's a really good tip here, but I'll also show you like how a routine could look like. Good. All right, let's move on here. And that's just an easy example for a beginner or maybe a little more advanced one. How could it look like? To get stronger, increase your mobility, stay active, or train for an event. Like, I don't know if you have like a tournament going on, like a golf, tennis, or maybe you're training for a road cycling event or marathon. So we can help you with that as well. And then make fitness a habit, of course. So you're in your own 4 walls at home. So that's the most convenient way to work out, 20 minutes only, even when you're busy with kids or work, guys. There's no excuse for chiming in, like, squeezing in half an hour for workouts are really good. So here's an example. Week one, day 1 to day 7. If it's your Monday, if it's your Wednesday, that's up to you. It's just an example how to squeeze in those two modes. I really want to focus on the power and the strength one. So day 1, I would start with a power workout. Up to you what kind of levels you're choosing. 20 minutes of a workout. Day 1, really intense. So we're starting like really intense, depending on the intensity, of course. But power one is more dynamic, so work a little more dynamic. If you really want a little more energized workout, so choose one of the power workouts, and then, as I said, you can always add a recovery or cardio mode afterwards. So right after the power one, so you're really exhausted and maybe some stiffness in your muscles, which is great for improvement, but also get those muscles loosen up a little bit, and you chime in like a 5 minutes of a recovery. And then day 2. So maybe the soreness or the stiffness is kicking in from day 1 on Monday. So you can do a full cardio workout. All right, that means we have 10-minute classes out there, 20 minutes, or even a freestyle cardio class. That means there's no guidance. You will see just a black screen with a Catalyst logo. And you can combine those actually with your at-home devices. So if you have a spinning bike or rowing machine or a treadmill to just walk on there or just jog on there and really want to spice it up a little bit to amplify every single thing. So the cardio mode in the suit is a really good one for you. But of course, you have beautiful workouts out there where you just get guided by and led by our trainers. And then afterwards, 10-minute recovery, of course, is important to loosen up those legs if you have been just on a bike or on the treadmill. And then take your time, and the recovery is important, especially when you're just a beginner and the intensity was up there. So you might get a little bit sore after the first couple workouts. That means 3 to 4 or 2 to 3 days recovery between those power and strength workouts are really important. Okay. Also, those rest days are good for your hobbies. Some hobbies, if you play some sports or something, of course, active recovery is always good, right? Maybe you feel already a little bit improvement of your swing speed for like racquetball sports or whatever you do, pickleball. So some stability. And then on day 5, on that Friday, in my example here, the strength workout. All right, strength workout, as I said, 4 seconds on, 4 seconds off, but a little slower and more controlled movements against that muscle resistance. So a little bit towards our mode here again. So how we build resistance and how does it work and why is it so efficient? So we send electrical impulses towards your muscles. And the easiest example is biceps, triceps, the flexor and the extender, right? So if both are getting contracted at the same time, they work against each other. That means you have high resistance just based on or just regarding your muscles, and we're recruiting more muscle fibers than in conventional training. So no matter how fit you are, if you Usain Bolt or really, just starting with your fitness journey, we are normally recruiting 50% of our muscle fibers in one muscle. The rest is preserved by nature for emergency cases. But with the external impulse of the suit, we are recruiting up to 90% of the muscle fibers. So there's almost like 100% more recruitment happening. And that's why just 20 minutes of a workout, full body always. And that's a big topic here. You will hear us saying that in the workouts is TUT, time under tension. What that means, you can dig deeper into that if you want and ask ChatGPT or Google, but we can talk about it later in the Q&A if you want. Yeah, and then after that strength workout, 10-minute cardio, guys, squeeze it in there. Half an hour in the suit is a perfect time. And then we're sending you into your weekend. And the second week, it's a little spicier. So if you become a pro, I was like, yep, I got this. Okay, cool. I recovered my body adapted to the intensity. So you can squeeze in one more session here. So a little bit less recovery. That means even the cardio workout on day 2 is a recovery one, right? And active because we're not contracting the muscle. So just pulsing. It actually can help you to recover faster because the blood flow improvement. So we also squeeze out some lactic acids with a recovery mode where this pulsing is happening, and we improve the blood flow with the cardio and recovery mode. So really good. So 2 days rest between the power and the strength workout. And then afterwards, the day 4, we have a spicy one. After a 20-minute strength workout, we are adding a 20-minute cardio with equipment. That's exactly what I mentioned before. If you have in your home or somewhere in your gym, like a treadmill, like a Peloton bike or whatever, like a rowing machine, that's perfect to just jump on there and maybe cut that cardio time in half. Normally you do a 40 minutes, 45-minute session. So 20 minutes cardio with the equipment. It could cut your time in half if you don't have like a full hour of a cardio session available in your day. And then recovery day on Saturday, and we're ending our week with a very dynamic power workout and 10 minutes of a recovery. This is just an example here. Of course, take care of your feeling, your body awareness, how you feel, and then also your hobby, right? Let's move on. Cool. That's an example here with the hobbies, right? So how we always get the questions, how do I implement? I already have a routine, guys. Like I love lifting weights. I have a membership. What I'm gonna do now? So I'm trashing everything and sign off. No, you don't have to. Just be aware, right? That's a very intense workout. So if the intensities are up there, guys, it's not just a cherry on top of your new routine. Okay. So it's actually a legit workout and a lot of muscle work happening. So the recovery is important. So day 1 will be a strength workout followed by cardio, then a rest day, and then you chime in or squeeze in your traditional strength sessions. But again, I wouldn't do, especially at the beginning when you're really sore, or maybe the intensity was up there and feel stiff, not do your next PR. Okay. So not the person on your record here. So just a full body workout. Get a feeling of your own body. Always listen to your body. That's the most important one. Then we know the rest day. And then we squeeze in the power workout, right? With a 20-minute cardio and a 5-minute recovery. So we do a full long Friday in the Catalyst suit. That's great since you wetted it down anyways. And then active recovery day. Me, for example, I love to go on the road on my bike on my bicycle, or even play some soccer or some golf on the weekends. So that's a great part to stay active and just get loose a little bit and enjoy what you love to do. And then a traditional strength session on the Sunday is a good one as well. Like work with cable machines or your dumbbells or rubber bands, whatever you have, or even like TRX stuff. It's a good example here. Good. All right, guys. So yeah, good last point I was just reading. So Catalyst is also awesome. Get rid of like imbalances, right? Especially when you play sports. Me, a old soccer player, always stronger quads than hamstrings. So it's good one to just get the imbalances out of your game. Really important to yeah, squeeze in those Catalyst sessions, guys, for that. Levels and workout intensities, what most of you guys are waiting for. Most of the questions are coming in normally for that. Let's talk about it. So, the levels, very important. If you have done already your first couple Catalyst sessions, it's not just the intensity, that meaning the impulse, all right? It's not that. We are just explaining the levels by the complexity of the movement. So level one, super simple movements, just like a normal bicep curl, for example, or like a bench press, or like a half squat. And then we going up to level two, level three, level four. That means we're incorporating a little bit more movement. So we do combinations or combos, as we call them. So you combine them. So it needs a little bit more, body awareness, but it's not the intensity. Very important to say. It's just the complexity of the movement. So as I mentioned at the beginning, please feel free, use those other workouts as well. If you are not able to follow any trainer like in a specific exercise, just skip that or make your own, degression or whatever, like instead of a progression. Just do your own style or stay in the base position for that one, but you don't have to stay for over weeks or maybe half a year. I heard sometimes of like, Max, I love the workouts, but I'm still in level one workouts because I'm a little scared to jump into level two or level three. Guys, feel free to jump in those, make it more fun, more challenging for yourself. And this has nothing to do with the intensities. All right. So those are your levels. So try it out. And then the intensities. So the intensities, when you have done your first workout, we have a preset of intensities for males and females. That's our default intensities, especially for the strength workouts, because we want to push you slightly, especially if you're a beginner and totally new to full body EMS training. We want to push you towards your success. And then what's right or what's wrong or like what's not enough. So we have the default intensities down here, as you can see, as a starting intensity. For males, like for us men, we have 82, okay? And then for the ladies, we have a 57. Even like in the back end, for every single individual muscle groups, you might feel different intensity because we, based on our experience and thousands of members, so we dialed it in already for you. Okay, so that means over the first minute, we slowly ramping you up towards those numbers. That means we want to get that nice deep muscle contraction, which is causing then the new resistance. So always when I give some demo sessions, so I always say like the intensity is your, especially in strength and power workouts, is your new weight. Okay, so keep that in mind if you do your next session. So if it feels heavy to move or like a higher resistance, that's good. Always, of course, being a controlled movement. So if it's like too hard and you can't move at all, that's almost if I'm giving you too heavy of a dumbbell or a barbell. And I was like, Max, I can't lift that. That's a good indicator. Maybe lower the intensity a little bit that you still like do a nice controlled movement, but it should be challenging. And then intensity range. We always get the question like, what's the range? 0 to 100? No, it's not. We want to make it really smooth for you guys. So when you increase by yourself, or the trainer is increasing for you, also a good part we coming later to. So it's a really small jump, okay? So the intensity range is from 0 to 480. It goes back to the engineering part, 120 milliamperes. That's why it's calculated from. Why was it that odd number, 480? But don't worry about it. So it's a way wider range than other EMS providers because they're jumping really high. That means an increase feels really heavy. So that means now you can fine tune yourself as minimalistic as you want and perfect. So that's explaining the intensity. So go up there. Ideally, we all would love to see as a trainers and a catalyst, as long as you're getting to the three digits, okay, in the half time or towards the end, that's a really good indicator you're on the right path. to get enough intensity out there that you really feel the success in your after your sessions. Good. All right, so the intensity increase. As you know, we are on the iPad and iPhone. So here's an example with the iPhone. So on the left and right, plus and minus button, super easy. If you want to decrease your intensity, so increase your intensity a little bit more on the master intensity here, so just hit those buttons really quick. Ideally, when the white bar is coming, that means in your rest phase. So red is always right when the intensity is coming, the impulse coming in. So when the white one is 4 seconds over, and you get used to that rhythm, so 4 seconds actually feel really long afterward, just chime over and give yourself a couple more touches on the minus or plus button. All right, if you want a little bit more resistance. Then in the middle, right between the legs here of myself, it was the master intensity. This is a calculation out of all individual muscle groups we have integrated into our suit. So 169 is a pretty good intensity already there. So that's the master intensity. That means if you would touch now the plus and minus button, you increase the entire suit up and down. That's the overall intensity. Individual muscle groups, very important, especially for the first couple sessions, right? Do your fine tuning. What do you want to work on? Like you want to work more on your lower back, you want to work on your glutes, on your chest, on the abs, so whatever you would like to do. Just touch that little equalizer button here with the little 3 lines, and then you will see up popping up all those individual muscle groups from the quads and all the way down to the arms, right? So you can touch that and give yourself enough time. If you do that, I mentioned 4 seconds rest, or within 4 seconds rest, I would highly recommend just one touch between easy and then do your adjustments. So, and then we also have on the bottom, many people oversee that. It's really easy and we want to fasten up your process. That means it was saying like, yeah, the entire upper body needs a little bit more intensity, not just middle back. I don't want to touch between those. Just highlight the vest icon on the bottom, right? You see the vest and the entire upper body gets highlighted. Same, of course, for the shorts. So the glutes, hamstrings, and quads, that means I want a little bit more. If you do a lower body workout, like focus workout, of course, we're always full body, but you want to give yourself a little bit more on the lower body. So just touch that shorts button and you can increase on plus or minus or decrease the entire shorts or vest. So do we fine tuning, guys? Very good. If you feel something, for example, me as a soccer player, always torn hamstring, a little injury, so that doesn't mean I can't do a workout. So here, this example, perfect. My hamstring here, maybe it's injured or too stiff, or I'm not feeling it today, or maybe for some ladies, sit chest, for example. So you can mute channels no matter when. Okay, even before you start a workout, you will see the screen with the red, hopefully not with the green pads or the red pads. If you did a good job with wetting the pads. So you can just hold that muscle group for a little bit longer, like 2 or 3 seconds, and you will see it cross out and gray out. That means we are not firing that muscle area again. And the same to unmute it, just hold it a little bit longer and it's activated again. And it's slowly coming back in and to support you. Okay, just mute your channels, easy. And then one of the most exciting things, guys, at Katalyst, and we're really proud of, is we become your personal trainers. That means if you dialed in your personal and individual fine-tuning intensities, right? So when the trainer after minute 2, okay, after minute 2, the first one, we're slowly ramping you up towards your individual starting intensity. Minute 2, like from 1 to 2, we give you some time, we call it setup time, of course. How do you feel today? A little bit more, a little bit less. And then after minute 2, when the trainer is reaching over towards their iPad and touching the iPad, your intensity at home is also ramping up. That means we want to challenge you over the next 9 minutes here or 20 minutes to make a little bit more heavier resistance. Okay, that's the reason here. And you can see that little graph, the red graph here. So the red graph is always yours. The white line, if you would touch the plus button, so we're separate from each other, it doesn't mean we have the same intensity. It's just based on percentage, okay? Whatever that means. So if the 100% will be 114, then we're increasing it by 2%, it goes a little bit higher for me than you, or vice versa if you're higher than me. So that means you're going higher. If you're saying, guys, it's good here, I'm good, I don't want to increase it anymore, we have that little arrow button icon on the right side. With this arrow, that's the unfollow button, okay? If you want to stay, for example, here with the 114, touch that button, stay there. You will see that red line will drop down, as you see it here. So we increase it a little bit by 5 points to 119. So we touch the button. And no matter what the trainer is doing, if he's touching the iPad, you would stay forever until the end of the workout with the 119. Of course, if you say like, maybe for the last 2 minutes, I'm jumping back in there and challenge myself a little bit. So you can touch that button again and you will see the rest you had, and then it will go up again. So it doesn't jump all the way up to catch up with the trainer. Okay. So don't get nervous there. So you can always touch a button, and then based on your intensities, we challenge yourself and increase a little bit more. So unfollow, follow. Of course, we love that you follow, guys, to challenge yourself. If it's too spicy for the beginning, just unfollow and stay where you are comfortable. Good. Then let's talk about the devices. Okay, so we have a little thing here with the Apple Watch. So most of you guys have trackers like Aura Rings or like Whoop Bands or Apple Watch or whatever it is. And we have the ability to, yeah, navigate through the app just with pause, play, and also see your heart rate on the iPhone only. Okay, it's unfortunately it doesn't happen on the iPad, but it's not on us. That's unfortunately on Apple because the Apple Watch is just speaking with the iPhone. So feel free if you're working out on your iPhone, so get the app on your Apple Watch if you have one around your wrist, and then you can easier plus and minus button or even pause if you I don't know get a phone call or the kids are crying in the back, so you can navigate easier a little bit on your wrist than reaching over towards the iPhone, and then AirPlay. One of my favorites. I love it. Like big on your TV at home or your projector, even nicer. So the trainer stands life size in your living room. So just swipe down on the top right of your device and then mirror the iPhone or iPad. Of course, goes with both the same way, and then just screencast it towards your TV or Apple TV, whatever you might have at home. And then you see here the entire device just turns into a remote. Okay, so here in this example, the iPad. So the plus and minus button become a little bit bigger. You see also the navigation. If you want to mute the trainers, I hope you never listen to us, but if you listen to some music in the background, you can mute that as well, and yeah, dial in the volume of the trainer here. And then, of course, like the unfollow button, every navigation is also on the iPad, but all what you see is just the exercises, the duration of the workout, and then the intensity. So it becomes a little more freed up here on the beautiful screen. Try it out. One of my favorites. When the trainer are yelling at me, it's great to have them a little bit bigger at home. Good. How to pair my impulse pack. If you haven't done it already, guys. First of all, of course, turn on the Bluetooth, as always. So the impulse pack you have in your hand and hopefully charged already. Very important, charge it before you jump into your suit. And then turn on the Bluetooth. And then next, you want to download the app if you not already have it and create your account and log in. So the app should be already open, okay? And then take the impulse pack and hold it for about like 6 seconds, maybe 8 seconds down so it starts blinking slowly, but keep it pushed down. Okay, keep it pressed until it's flashing quicker, and then you release, and then the pop-up notification is coming up like on your device as you're used to with all other headphones or Bluetooth devices. If you want to pair, this step has to be just done once. Okay, per device. If you're now using your impulse pack on a brand new iPhone or a new iPad or something, of course you have to do it again to just teach them and connect them. But that's the same way with all the other Bluetooth speakers or whatever you have at home, right? And then on the top right corner of the app, you always see like how much juice is on the battery. So in this case, 57%. And that's also a good indicator if you connected or not. So if you see a circle, so that means you're connected to the impulse pack and ready to go. Yes, that's the pairing. The fast suit above the suit. Good guys. So we have all explained also before I'm starting here. Again, we're recording that session. Everything will be on YouTube, but also in the app. Check it out. Under more, not now, watch me first. Under more, you will see Michael there, and there's a step-by-step how to get into the suit, every single step. So even when you're on the couch at home or before you're starting it, so you have a full guide, get ready guide, it's called, in the app itself. So we explain everything step by step. Okay, cool. So, but before we get into the suit, we're getting into the wetting process. Before we jump in the suit, of course, we have to wet down the suit. I'm not doing the full process here, no worries. So on the other side, you will see my arm strap ready here. Highly recommend, guys, depending where you live and how the temperatures are outside and inside, I'm using always hot water in the spray bottle to make it a little more comfortable. If you want a cold plunge already, of course, use cold water. So that means you're jumping into this cold, wet suit. I'm not preferring that. So I'm using hot water that's nice and comfy and warm. So that's a good tip. And then normally it takes me like, yeah, 3 to 7 minutes to get into the suit. So let's take a look over here. I'm just take off my camera here and just take a look and focusing on that side here. So We're pumping it up first. All right, the spray bottle, and you can see it's like soakable. Okay, so we have a little sponge underneath, and that material is like soaking in. You can spray it from far distance, and you will see it turns darker. So that means the white one is tensile and eucalyptus fiber, so it's already spreading it out and takes it in. If you want it less messy, maybe, and be quicker, so depending if you have generation 3 or generation 4, just push the nozzle in and just in a zigzag move up and down and just circle, frame it around. All right. And then a good indicator, if it's enough water, just tap on it and you see a puddle of water coming up. And that's a good indicator to have enough water. But ideally, you don't want to see those bright edges. Okay. So just give it a little extra on the side. And then if the entire pad is darkened, that's a really good one. At the beginning, if you're really not like, Max, I don't know what's enough, more water is better at the beginning. Okay. Over time, you figure it out. What's enough. But if a puddle of water is coming out, if you touch it on there, so the sponge is giving and releasing the water, that's a really good indicator for the water. Good. All right. So let's come to the suit, guys. Let's come to the suit here. All right. I hope you can see me real good. I have it hanging here already. So the arm straps in the middle and then my suit. Let's just pretend I already was wetting down the suit. I'm wearing my base layer. So I'm not having the base layer on today. I'm sorry. And then we just start with the vest first. Okay. Just jump in here. I'm zipping it up. Ideally, I always stand on a big towel, like a shower towel. That's easy. Just pull it down a little bit on the hem. Okay. And then just lower a little bit here for you. There we go. And then next one, it needs a little practice, okay? You find that belt and keep it under a low waist height, like almost like the hip bones are. Just wrap it around. We need a lot of compression. Overlap the right with the left. That's already built a nice compression, okay? It depends, since we have a size range. For some, it looks a little shorter. For others, way longer, depending on the variation between the thigh measurement and the waist measurement. It's totally fine, okay? And then we just secure it on the side with a little buckle here. Just clip it in and tighten it. Okay, so you see it's also really long. You can put it in the back, that's fine. Before I'm going to the vest, so we reaching between the legs and we hit one by one. And then starting with the top buckle, make sure it's opened. Okay, so fully extended. Okay, for some people, they're telling me like, hey, it's not fitting, but I keep it like close. I can't reach it. Just open it, pull it long, and then you flip it in. So then the lower part, and before we tighten it, we want to rotate the pad outside. It's a bit dark here with my shorts or pants. So the gap is on the outside, and we rotate it towards the inside, pull with one hand, and just pull it forward and place it on the Velcro. If you're on the edge of that size because we want to build enough compression and you can't reach that Velcro, this is completely fine. It's just an aesthetic feature. Okay, as you can see, it's still holding a compression even when it's not touching a Velcro. Maybe it's a little further inside or outside of you. Totally normal. And then we're coming towards the other side. A little quicker here. So as I said, with a suiting up process and the wetting, I normally take like 3 minutes or so, and you're becoming a pro, rotating it, and then we are set for the shorts. Then we're coming to the vest. Okay, we have 4 side straps to tighten those, and this should feel, especially for my guys out there who are not so used to it. So tight things, right? Tight clothes. So grab those D-rings here with a thumb ideally, and just pull them forward at the same time. Okay, that should feel like a nice tight corset. And then really quick, just get used to it. Keep the elbows a little bit lower. If you're starting here, it's a little tricky, so keep them lower, and then we tighten it here. Last but not least, I call it the pilot move. Okay, so we have 2 D-rings on top of it for the shoulder strap. Just pull it forward and place it also on those Velcros, that those snaps are free. Okay, so the foot, we want a really nice compression. So you feel like really tight in there. Okay, that's meant to be because we need the best conductivity from the pads towards your muscles. If you have a little more bulk up here, another example, so just keep your finger in between while you're pulling down, and then it's folding nicely over your collarbone. Okay, if you have some issues there or some discomfort. Cool. Then we're coming to the arms. So one by one, what we do here. So the arms, you have a little loop here, right? There we go. And we're creating that little loop. So we're going through, then over, and we attach it at the maximum of the Velcro, just to keep it loose. And then that box stitch, that little strap, okay, in that direction, want to show outside. That means on this side, I'm going here through my left one, or I'm rotating it over and then the outside. Is it necessary? Not really, but it's just ease and comfort of suiting up, okay? So we're going in here, place it in the middle of your bicep, and then now you see why it's important. So we pull towards the inside and then just wrap it around. If you would have had the other side around, so you reach around your arm, it's a little more difficult, okay? All what we want is like the gap in the inside, okay? Because the nervous system is running in the inside. So if you get some tingling in the fingertips, that's good because we're also increasing and improving the grip strength because the nervous system is running here. Even with that arm strap, we are engaging the forearms, just that you heard it once. So now make sure the snaps are visible for you, that we can connect it later with the impulse pack, okay? So just snap that on, easy, and then the other side. Now I just want to show you the suit up process here. There we go. And then I show you also how the easiest to get out of the suit. So a little bit quicker here. And again, after a couple of times, you're becoming a pro, then you're really quick into the suit. So that's it. Let's imagine you have the impulse pack in the backside, right? Just in the back pocket. Here's a little loop, squeeze it in, connecting it towards your connectors here. On the other side, right? The short one towards the shorts. And then we're taking the tech parts off the side, just rip them off the cables. And now how to get out. Ideally, we want to prep for the next session to open all the straps already. I know we're exhausted, we want to get as fast as possible out of the suit, but ideally, we're loosening it up. So what I always do, just open it. So loose the Velcro so it's loose, and then we just pull on the sides here. And because the pressure, it already opens a little bit further, okay? Same for the vest. Just open it here, and I'm using the thumb to just fold up that the Velcro is not getting stuck. And then here's already a little pro tip. If you open those, just put those to dry it on the chest. Okay, easy to hang. Just put them on there. So you're not losing those. Just put them up here and then open the belt, then unclip those buckles, click, click, and then open it and you are free and ready to go, maybe into the shower. Okay, that's about the suit. Just hang it and dry it. That's easy. So ideally, if you're in a hotel or you have a little rush or something, so normally I'm hanging it inside out, okay? So just hang it inside out that the pads can dry a little bit quicker. Normally I'm seeing when I'm traveling like 20 to 30 minutes of a drying time, and that's good enough. Good, just hang it and dry it, and that's pretty much it. All right. If you have any more questions, guys, we can talk about it later in the Q&A for sure. No problem. But again, everything is also explained in the app. Cool. Yeah, very important. Again, I want to mention it because many people ask us like, what's tight, what's not tight enough, it doesn't fit well. Because we have, of course, we have different sizes, but also size ranges, right? It might be a little bit looser here, a little bit tighter there. So use those straps to build a nice tight compression. Okay, that's very important. So water it first, as I just showed you guys. Really, really enough water. The base layer is important. And also, for both of us, like the ladies and gentlemen, ideally no underwear underneath, okay? Because we need that direct contact with the pads through the base layer onto the skin. If there's too thick of a material between, the conductivity might not happen and you will see a red pad. I wonder what's going on here. My pads are failing or I didn't wet it enough or something. So especially, like a sports bra or something. So because we are compressed in that like a corset already, it supports you really well. Okay, just keep that in mind. Yep, and then from the bottom up, I would say just adjust the vest. So as I mentioned, guys, you don't have to remember all those steps. It's just a little pro tip here from me or just a little example. In the app, you have the full get ready guide under more. This is just an example. If you're starting with the app here, that's a brand new one, and begin the suit setup or skip and view, and then you can jump right into the get ready guide. The get ready guide is always also right before you start a session. Okay, if you're choosing a workout already, in this case you're with Casey, then right below of the begin workout, you see the get ready guide of like, okay, let's confirm if I'm doing everything right here, if I had laid out everything right, and then to confirm, and then you can jump into the get ready guide, even on the couch if you just want to watch Michael. From the unboxing, you should have already done to like get ready into the suit and the suit primed. Good. Suit longevity. So loosen up the straps, as I just said. Okay, hang it right in between. Very important. The base layers, you got two with those. With the Katalyst system, you got two base layers. those throw into the washing machine with the normal laundry. So there's nothing really specific to say to you. So the base layers are really robust and good. So wash those, and we most of the sweat goes into our base layers. So loosen up the straps, hang it to dry it, maybe inside out or just here in the bathroom in this photo example. And that's very important to open even the zipper. Okay. So that's a good one. And to close the buckles and the zipper, yeah, it's a little pro tip that it doesn't slip down. Sometimes if you have not a fancy hanger here in the picture, just a normal one like me, so maybe close the zipper that it keeps hanging. But there's a little inside out tip here. Good. And then some helpful resources, guys. YouTube, of course we are there. So we have a full playlist with pro tips from understanding the levels again, or the how to wash the suit and the base layer, the modes. I mean, you can read by yourself, or pairing the impulse pack of like how long do I have to hold it and press it down next into the app. We explain everything here as well. The trainers are doing a good job in explaining it, and they're really short and crisp. So it's not like half an hour of an explanation, so easy. So jump in to YouTube and check it out. And if you have even more questions of like, Max, that was nice, but I still don't know if I'm doing it right here. So we're always offering with our care team, like Isabel, Cameron, even myself, or Michael, we're offering one-on-one sessions. Okay. Reach out to support@katalyst.com. Just text us, send us an email, and we are happy to jump on with any problem you have or like questions you might have. If it's more personal, we can jump on a Zoom call, like a video, so you can show us your problems. And of course, we are happy to explain everything as experts. And then the Catalyst chat. I know some people don't like a chatbot, but we are daily updating that, those questions, that it's like as legit as possible. So we can answer any single questions without even reaching out, and you get immediately like an answer. So the chatbot is pretty good. Let me say it this way. I normally also don't like chatbots, but the chat is really good. On the website, on the bottom right, as always, you will see that chatbot. So type in your question, and then hopefully it gets answered. If you don't, then reach out to us. Q&A. All right, guys. So I wasn't really following the chat. As always, the ladies are doing a good job of answering all the questions. And yeah, let's hit a couple more.
Max, thank you so much. The chat was so active, like kudos.
Awesome.
Kudos to the girls already. I feel like they answered a ton.
Beautiful.
However, let me start pulling up some questions that we want to clarify here. So
Mhm.
I'm going to start with Amit. Is there a way to get calories calculated for Apple Watch Catalyst app?
That's a good question, Ahmed. So EMS, full body EMS in general, not even Catalyst, it's a very specific topic. So for cardio mode, yes, you can, because the heart rate's going up, and that's how our wristbands are working, right? No matter what kind of device you have, Apple Watch or Whoop or Aura all work the same because they are just tracking cardiovascular system. That means the heart rate goes up and down. The tricky part with our strength mode is, though, we are not really increasing the heart rate, right? That means we have very slow controlled movements, yes, hard, deep muscle workouts or exhaustion, but the heart rate stays kind of very low. So that's a tricky part of really tracking it. And that's why we always get answered like our questions like, do you guys know how much calories I burn in a very intense workout? Of course, it's very individual, right? From fitness level and like how intense you're really working out. But again, the TUT, time on attention, the muscle recruitment is really high. That means we saw studies from 400 to 600 calories in just 20 minutes of a workout. So that's like a lot of muscle work. And unfortunately, so the trackers are not there yet. We work together with a couple of companies. We work together with a couple of companies to get us on those devices. That the algorithm and the calculation is better. That we actually can count all those points of Catalyst into our routine and daily life. I know I'm one of you. So cardio, yes, for the strength. For power is also really intense and dynamic, but the recovery and the strength one is a little bit trickier to actually get accurate results.
Lovely. Thank you. Then one more from Maria. I think just going back to the training plans
Mhm.
that you explained, what is the best way for beginners? Power recovery, strength recovery. What's your suggestion?
I would start with the strength one. So as a beginner, start with the strength level one. So again, like guys, use those collections of programs. They're beautiful. So they are designed by me and Michael, especially. So Michael is a manager of training content together with me as a head trainer. So we really want you to be successful. So start with the beginner programs, even when you think, oh, I'm pretty fit, that's fine. So the beginner programs are still for you. If you get bored, jump into a level 2, level 3 one. But I would start with a strength workout, then maybe a cardio or recovery afterwards. So right after 5 minute, 10 minute, if you have some energy left, if you say, like, oof, that was very intense, take your time. Okay. And then again, the power workouts are recruiting a different muscle fiber type. So it seems very intimidating. It's like, oof, power and very dynamic. But guys, jump in, try it. Like a level 1, power one is really fun. A little more dynamic exercises or reps in those 20 minutes. Try it out. So twice a week, I would start one strength, one power for sure in 7 days. Keep those 48 to 72 hours between. Strength and cardio and recovery whenever you want. Right afterwards, I was like, guys, I purchased that suit now to use it 7 days a week. You could just be aware what kind of mode. Okay. So in your rest days, always a strength and recovery, and then keep enough rest between those strength and power workouts. But twice a week is really good, is a really good start. One strength, one power.
Sweet. Then from Eric, my goal is increasing muscle size. Would strength mode or power mode be the best choice?
Your choice will be the better one because the hypertrophy is bigger, like in power. So I would do the power ones. So fast twitch muscle fibers are the thicker ones, also called the white fibers. So they're not that endurance, but the thicker fibers. So for more explosiveness and hypertrophy. So coming in 2 power sessions a week, and you're pretty successful, I think. And of course, as always, guys, everything around the workout, this has nothing to do with Catalyst. It's just a training principle, right? Nutrition and rest time, very important. So get your protein, and then you will see success over the first month.
Wonderful. From Robert, I just put my suit in the shower. I hope that's okay. What is the expert saying here? We get that question a lot. Great one.
Yes. No, I just I don't know. The inner monk of me is not liking that. That's having it too messy. From a convenience point, absolutely. It works. Yes, of course. If you're a bathtub or something and just want to drizzle down some water on it to make it easy and don't want to pump it up all the time, or if you're traveling a lot, totally fine. As long as you get the suit wet, or the pads wet enough to give you the best connectivity, that's totally fine. Up to you what you're using. Me, for example, I'm not even traveling with a spray bottle. I'm using a squeezing bottle like a Gatorade or like a Camelback bottle or something. So that's a little travel tip here. But yeah, as long as you get enough water on there, that's totally fine. Because don't forget, guys, you could wash the suit in a washing machine, right? So we want to handle it more like a ski jacket or like a running jacket, like a windbreaker. So me personally, I wash this guy because it doesn't really start to stink because we have an antibacterial materials. So you might see some salt lines after a couple exhausting sessions, but then put it into a mesh laundry bag. Okay, flip those, separate the shorts from the vest, separate those and the arm straps, put it in a laundry bag like a mesh bag, light detergent. Cold wash only, please. Okay, cold wash, light detergent, and just hang it dry, no dryer. So, but this being said, this guy can go into the washing machine. So no worries if it's too much water. So the entire connectors are sealed. And that's also a big benefit with Catalyst regarding other EMS providers out there. So keep doing what you're doing if you want.
Maybe one thing to add if people like
Mhm.
do like wet the suits like with a shower or something, make sure that there's no impulse pack attached. I think that's one very crucial thing, right?
Good point. Good point. If you don't want to take off the tech, so let the arm connector cable hang and the impulse pack in the pocket. Don't forget it's a soft material. So because we want the compression, we want the heat in your body. So that means if the impulse pack is in the pocket, that pocket might catch some water and there's a connector like the charging connector underneath. So that's a good point, Josie. Thanks for the reminder. Yeah. So take the impulse pack out before you lay it in the shower. Should be a common thing, but just to mention it once.
Better be safe.
Sure.
All right, then Amit, does intensity automatically increase over time or are we increasing it manually? It appears to retain different settings for different modes.
So if it's automatically increasing for all different modes, is that the
Mhm.
question?
Mhm.
Yes. So if you see all the guided workouts, they are normally automatically increase. So as I mentioned, after minute 2 for all the workouts, that's our software. Because over the first minute, we slowly ramping up towards the starting intensity. Second minute, we give you time. Like, how does it feel today? You hydrated well? Do you need some individual fine-tuning adjustments? And then after minute two, for the last, let's say, 18 minutes, when the trainer is touching the iPad, your intensity will ramp up as well. Okay. If you don't want that, that unfollow button would stay there forever. So that means you can just manually, always manually under control, of course. So we just want to challenge you and give you the opportunity of like, you don't have to touch your device at all. Okay. But hey, the plus and minus buttons is always there. The individual muscle groups coming up. So fine tune whenever you want during the workout. Um, Also, an important thing to mention, if you pause the session and bring it up, you're just able to decrease in intensity, not to increase. Okay, that's a safety feature. We're a medical device, FDA approved. So that means you just decrease certain muscle groups or the intensity, but not increasing, that you're not, being surprised even when we're slowly ramping up that intensity after the pause to resume. So just that you heard it once. But normally we're increasing intensity over all the workouts. You might see some freestyle classes out there. They will say 100% or 0% ramp. And that's exactly the intensity increase. If you just want to do your own workout and don't want any of us trainers guide you, so you will see just the black screen with the Catalyst logo. And then if you hitting that 0% RAM, nothing will happen over 20 minutes. So you are the only boss here. That means you have to increase by yourself. Okay. So read that number in the freestyle mode, but all the other guided video workouts that are on demand, they are all increasing intensity. Some less, some more, depending on the trainer and how much of a drill instructor he or she is. But yeah, you will find your favorites.
Give it a try for sure.
Give it a try.
All right, then we have Sita. I hope I say that right. Does it have any effect in building bone like weight training does?
Yes, since we are pulling from both sides on the tendons and also on the bones. So we have beautiful studies out there. They're a little bit hidden, but please reach out. We can send you a full collection of studies. Since full body MS is around since over 30 years. It's just brand new in the US, right? Because it's a medical device and FDA approval was needed to actually enter the country here. But it's well experienced of a method, so there's full studies of full body MS out there, even with osteoporosis, bone density, all those kind of things, jump height, vertical dive. So all for different topics, we have a full collection of full body MS studies out there. And over time, yes, it does something towards your bone density for sure.
Perfect. I know that we're on time, guys, but I think we get so many good questions, so I'm just gonna
I
continue
just said
again.
like Sita was just following up, which is the best mode here. I just saw the chat really quick.
Perfect.
Sita, as long as you're using the strength or power mode where we build a muscle contraction, like some resistance training, you're good to go. Just make sure you have enough intensity, so it's really exhausting. It will be like I always explain it. One more thing here with the intensity: a rack of dumbbells in a gym. What do you choose when you're a beginner? 0.5 pounds to 100 pounds. You don't know. You just take a look on left and right what she or he is doing. So if you're using that 1 pound dumbbells, like, oh, that's too light. I can do 20 of those. Or using the 50-pound ones, like, that's too heavy. Something in the middle, right? A controlled movement where it feels heavy, but over time you still be able to increase. That's a good intensity for you. Yeah,
Exactly. And I think the most important thing, Max, you always say that, at least to me, is like make sure that your form is right. Like if
exactly.
the intensity is like so heavy that you can't even like do a correct form, bring it down a little bit. Like you was
100%.
right.
And especially the form guys are like, is there a higher risk of getting injured or something? No, we do not. So it's a very bold claim here, but it's not. Of course, if you're not, cranking up the intensity from minute one so high. But don't forget, guys, we don't have external load, no external strain. So we don't have dumbbells, we don't have weights on your shoulders. If you have shoulder issues, hip issues, knee issues, don't forget, guys, we're just increasing and improving the strength around those joints with those muscles. So it's a little bit different thinking, especially when you have lower back issues. In the gym, your trainer would say, like, oh, let's be careful with some deadlifts, so let's not integrate the lower back here too much. With Catalyst, you can. So increase the intensity of the lower back, okay? Because we want to build that strength around your lower back, the core stability. Same with the shoulder. Increase the chest, the arm, and the upper back. That we build that entire triangle, and you will feel the shoulder resistance for sure. Okay, so be brave there and increase it.
Lovely. All right, I think I do one more and then we wrap up the slides here. So
Okay, cool.
Nancy is asking, and I think that's a great one. Can you go for
Mhm.
a run with a suit?
Sure. Yeah, 100%. So that's a good feature also. Like, I would run probably more with the iPhone than with an iPad, so that you don't have to carry a string bag. But do yourself a favor, especially in, of course, cardio mode. We're talking here, right? The cardio mode, and maybe a 60-minute, 20-minute, 30-minute class in the freestyle section. If you scroll down and see all the Catalyst ones, download those workouts. Okay, so you have the feature of like select your favorites under the star button, but also to download it into your or onto your device. So download those sessions, hold in the arm or like in your hand or whatever, and then yeah, put a hoodie over if you want. If not, of course, do a nice promotion in your neighborhood. I love it with a nice Catalyst on the back. That's great. We love to see that. Send us a video or photo. But yeah, 100%. Yeah, if you suited up, downloaded those workouts, just keep it that you're not relying on any internet connection. If you're in a in the forest or something like more countryside, then you have everything on your device.
Awesome. Thank you, Max. I hope we answered all the questions. Otherwise, again, feel free to reach out to us, to the team, or
Yeah, or jump into our group. We have a full Facebook group. Okay, we want to build also like a community, guys. So we can talk about Catalyst all day long, but we also want to hear and want to let you guys talk of like what is your best experience. So it's like, oh, how did it work? With a shower for you, does it really work? But was it too messy or not? Or like how you integrate it into your routine, right? Those kind of things. Great, I see it. Nancy, you found it. Awesome. Download this workout and go for a run. Have fun. Yeah, join our Facebook group, guys, and ask your questions, or like tell us your feedback, send us photos and videos. We love to see you guys. That we even can improve our library out there and really what you need and what you're looking for. So that's building our community here with the Catalyst owners. We'd love to see that. Cool, guys. And if you really want to dig deep into the material of EMS training and full body EMS, like and Catalyst, so we have a beautiful podcast with even the owner and CEO and founder Björn Woltermann. He has beautiful and great guests here, from doctors to yeah, health experts, longevity, and like menopausal. Like there are so many different like so many different podcasts, all like swing improvement for golfing. So they are 1 hour, 1.5 hours. They're on YouTube. They're also on Spotify, wherever you want to find us. So if next time you listen to a nice Catalyst podcast on the drive, so or yeah, when you have a second device with you on your run, Nancy, listen to us. Yeah, and we go really deep into how EMS works, where it's coming from, how it can benefit people in different age groups or different fitness levels. So feel free to listen to those, take a look. They're really fun, good people. And yeah, you find us on there.
exactly. So if you want to hear real member stories, how Catalyst improved their lives, or what the doctors are doing with their patients, it's really insightful.
Exactly. Cool. And then, guys, keep connected with us, right? Of course. So we on Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, even if you're a TikToker. So it's back up. So feel free to chime in there for a couple of fun videos. But yeah, connect with us, guys. We're always listening. We always try to respond. Our care team is amazing. So we are so quick on responding for problems, for questions, for feedback, guys, and before and after pictures, guys. We love it, right? If you tell us your successful story, like even after surgery or something, like my physiotherapist said, like I was back on the road, like no one else, like so quick with a Catalyst suit as a combination, so great. Like give us the feedback. We love to see, we love to hear. Yeah, follow us along for more collaborations, and yeah, and then guys, thank you so much for joining. Love it to see you here. Thanks for all your questions. Really helpful, I think, for everyone. And again, this was recorded, so this will show up soon, sooner or later on YouTube. So you can watch it again with your family or show it to a friend, send the link. How does it work? So they can watch us before maybe they do any other purchase here. Guys, enjoy your Catalyst workouts. Take your recovery time, increase the intensity, follow us, don't unfollow. And then yeah, have fun with the suits. We love to see you out here. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of the day.
Bye.